Welcome back to Stocks Around Us with V Pizza. Guys, today we are on a super important deep sea mission. Right now, we are 200 meters underneath the sea surface level. But no, we are not here to scuba dive or swim with sharks. We are here to inspect underwater pipes. Very serious business. We have to inspect very closely for any leakage because any oil spill will be very dangerous. So you have to inspect carefully and record the results. Some of these pipes are very old and they corrode over time. So it might be time to replace and maybe repair them. Of course, the process is much more complicated than what I'm telling you now. But what do I know? I'm just a fake underwater engineer. You really should go learn more about this from the real expert. Ladies and gentlemen, BARAKAH Offshore Petroleum Berhad. BARAKAH Offshore Petroleum is an investment holding company for the PBJV Group. This company provides integrated solutions and engineering services for the oil and gas industry. Over the past 13 years, BARAKAH has delivered over 1.6 billion ringgits worth of projects, with some very challenging undertakings in Malaysia's petroleum industry. The group started out in offering pipeline services and has won the Best Service Provider for Pipeline Services by Petronas in 2012. While this remains one of its core activities, PBJV expanded its businesses into offshore transportation and installation works, hookup and commissioning, onshore construction, underwater services, and ship management and chartering. As these are all very technical services, let's go through each one, starting with piping services. PBJV offers pigging services, which is basically cleaning and maintaining pipes. Hydro testing, which are testing services to check the strength, leakages, and more. Dewatering, vacuum drying, and many other activities, including oil spill rescue. Their next line of service is offshore transportation and installation. These are activities that transport and install structures into the sea, such as pipe laying or installing riser guards. They also provide topside major maintenance and hookup commissioning of structural steel and underwater services. For example, repairing pipes, investigating leaks, supplying workboats, etc. Moreover, on land, they do construction such as oil and gas production facilities and pipeline installation, for example. Lastly, the company does ship management and chartering, where they have pipe-laying barges, accommodation work barges, and workboats. With all of their capabilities, BARAKAH is on its way to achieving their vision of becoming the premier integrated solutions provider to the oil and gas industry and expanding their businesses outside of Malaysia. Well, guys, it seems like my oxygen tank is about to run out, so I better head up there before my lungs explode and meet our special guest, Tuan Said, the President and CEO of BARAKAH. So, Tuan Said, your company does many services, like provides many services. Can you please talk about the key activities that you do?
Okay, basically BARAKAH Offshore Petroleums, when it was first formed under the name of PBJV Group in Berhad way back in the year 2000. All this while we have always been in the pipeline commissioning industry for the offshore upstream sector, and we've been doing that basically, and we have been adding on additional portfolios of hookup and commissioning and also transportation and installation contracts within our current portfolio. So starting from a modest 8 personnel kind of outfit in the year 2000, we've now grown to about more than 530 personnel currently. So we are involved primarily in the upstream sector of the oil and gas industry.
Can you please elaborate on offshore transportation or hookup commissioning? What are these terms?
Okay, fine, no problem, Shah. This offshore, basically, in our particular competency level where we have most of our core competencies, we are primarily dealing in the development phase and the pre-production phase. Yeah. So these are two phases which would require the most activity in terms of services required from a service contractor like us. So when we talk about pipeline commissioning, any particular installation or wellhead platform or installation, upstream installation, before they are commissioned, when pipelines are being installed, you need to prepare them to be in a state of readiness and cleanliness, and that's when you pre-commission the pipes. Yeah? And when the hydrocarbon starts to pass through, then we need to commission the pipes. And when the facilities have aged or they need to be decommissioned, you need to decommission the pipelines. That means free of any hydrocarbon products. Yeah? On the hookup and commissioning, basically, hookup and commissioning entails installation services which are key to ensuring that the platform will start its activity. That means you do subsea tie-ins, you do riser guard installations, you do basically float overs, because most of the platforms spread out quite a lot within Malaysian waters, even involving offshore Sabah and Sarawak.
So these are putting together structures.
Structures, yes, and the ancillary services associated in allowing the structures to commence production.
I see.
Or any drilling activities or post-production. Yeah.
So out of your services, could you tell us about the revenue breakdown of, let's say, how much money you get from piping services, pipe laying services, hookup commissioning, etc.?
I think I'll give you in terms of percentage, because of late we've been collating the segmentation of the scope into two distinct areas, which are the commissioning, the pipeline commissioning and decommissioning, which involve hookup and commissioning, and the other one is the basically the offshore pipe laying and installation, which also include. Of late, we've recently added onshore pipeline installation into our portfolio, and this particular portfolio basically it is segmented like 52%, for 52% for the pipeline installation, TNI, or you may like to call it, and for the pipeline commissioning and whole commissioning represent about 42% of our revenue stream. Yeah.
What is your company's key asset?
Our key assets, the prime asset is of course the pipe lay barge 101, which was recently constructed and completed in the year 2012, and we are currently doing a lot of work now in offshore East Malaysia, in Sarawak waters and also Sabah waters. And other than that, of course, the primary asset to the company, without doubt, are our manpower, skilled manpower, which we continuously upgrade and train to be on par with the rest of the industry players.
Right. Yeah. In this business, because you earn projects by contracts, tenders and everything, is the stream of income steady for the company?
Yes, especially pipeline commissioning, because recent announcement even by major clients or even MNCs in Malaysia already basically committed amount of about a certain capex spending, and as long as there would be a push by the nation in looking at sustainability of our natural resources, there would be a hive of activity for the upstream sector, and the upstream sector encapsulate, we are one of the market leaders within the upstream sector. Yeah.
What are the factors that make clients choose your company?
Okay, I may say that the most important would be our track records, our impeccable track records. We have delivered and basically kept to our promise when we execute, when we award the contracts, and we believe we are very competitive, and at the same time we've put a high priority as far as HSE is concerned. Understanding the upstream sector to be highly complex and maybe technically driven to a certain extent. So we hold high priority as far as HSE requirements, meeting HSE requirements are concerned. And that seemed to be one of the core pillars as far as clients are concerned.
So how is the oil and gas industry doing in Malaysia right now?
It's doing very well, despite the current depressed state of oil prices. But being a service contractor, at the end of the day, it's part of the economic transformation program of Malaysia, our nation, to see that we will always maintain recoverable reserves and sustainability at all times. So we believe that the activities involving exploration, drilling, and cascading on to works requirement involving contractors like us, we expect it to be maintained within the next 1 or 2 years to come. Because at the same time also, we do have a very comfortable, like I said, mentioned earlier, track record, and we maintain very close rapport with most of the MNCs.
So you benefit greatly from the ETP.
When you say benefit greatly, because ETP will look, when I say look at sustainability, ETP, because there's a high entry requirement with regards to oil and gas, especially upstream sector. So it has to be very selective in a sense, because only capable and technically competent contractors and service providers like us would be considered in a sense. No doubt that we will rise up to the challenge in future, because we expect more players to come into the fray.
What do you think is your core competency?
It's basically, I would say, very much on our ability to engage with our clients. We keep abreast with what are the happenings that are going on in the market. We keep our ears close to the ground, and we are very solid in terms of our performance deliverables, apart from being, of course, competitive among the other industry players.
In the future, how do you plan to expand your services or the company?
Yeah, of course, our bread and butter in the past have always been associated with pipeline commissioning, hookup commissioning, and T&I. We expect to be bidding for more jobs in future of relevant nature, which synergize well with our current portfolio.
Within Malaysia?
Within Malaysia, but we wouldn't want to put all our eggs in one basket, because there are opportunities also outside of the region, within Asia itself, involving like Brunei, Vietnam, Myanmar, and so Indonesia. And also not forgetting Middle East, because there's a hive of activity going on down there. And we'd like to join the fray to see what we can get as far as potentials are concerned.
Right. Well, thank you so much for today.
All right, thank you.
Financial highlights.
At the end of 2014, Barakah's revenue was over 580 million ringgit or 5.8 billion baht, a growth of 95% from 2013. Its net profit was over 54 million ringgit or 540 million baht, a growth of 32%. Its net profit margin was around 9%, while its ROE was at 20%. Its PE was around 7.6 and PBV 1.6. At the end of 2014, Barakah's share price was around 1.1 ringgit or 11 baht, and its market capitalization was over 880 million ringgit or 8.8 billion baht.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Barakah. Join us again next time for more company highlights with Me Pizza. As for today, all pipes are carefully inspected, repaired, and installed. So I can finally go scuba diving for fun this time. See you later. Bye!